May we again rise in honor of the national colors. May resume our seats.
Farasi! Sawa! Chukua madaraka! Sawa, parade commander. Naomba kutoa gwaride uwanjani. Endelea.
Your Excellency, I request we put our hands together for the parade commander for a wonderful job on parade. Thank you, parade commander. Thank you very much.
Gwaride! Gwaride tatoka uwanjani kwa mwendo wa haraka wa sita kwa ujumla. Kiuka kulia, kulia, kiuka.
Your Excellency, we are on the grounds of Nkoyoyo School, Matale. I would like to request you to accept one piece of entertainment from the primary school here to welcome you.
Twajifuna ko pidye mutumulina
Your Excellency, that is Nkoyoyo Boarding Primary School, and their head teacher, Reverend Canon Kiwanuka, gave us this place free of charge, and he worked tirelessly to make sure that this function moves smoothly. Your Excellency, now we are going to speeches. Your Excellency, we shall start with the representative of the workers. The representative of the workers is going to make a brief statement, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Tibuhaburwa Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. With your permission, sir, allow me to ride on the protocol as already laid down. We had prepared slightly more than 2 pages, but we have been informed that you do not have much time today, and therefore I am going to skip a number of things and just mention those that we feel you must hear today. But before I do that, allow me, sir, to congratulate you, the National Resistance Movement, the workers of Uganda, and the general Ugandan public upon the victory in the just concluded elections. Congratulations, sir. Your Excellency, sir, I'll start by thanking you for a few achievements since we last met you in Entebbe. To begin with, the public service pension scheme, which is taking off in July this year. We thank you very much, sir, and we believe our public servants who retire will no longer suffer. We also want to thank you for accepting to raise the threshold for pay as you earn to $350,000. At least that will allow the lowest worker to go home with some money. Your Excellency, sir, I thank you also for the reforms in the Kampala Capital City Authority. However, there is something little that needs to be done about the lowest worker in KCCA, who still earns 6,000 shillings a day, which totals up to 180,000 shillings in a month. Your Excellency, sir, I will skip a number of things and go straight to what we think is important for us today. We want to thank you for your vision of introducing industrial parks around this country. So far, 8 of them are operational, and there are about 5,200 factories already functioning. Out of those, almost 1,300,000 young workers are already employed. And we thank you, sir. I wish Ugandans could clap for you. However, sir, we want to request you. These young people report for work very early in the morning, as early as 4 o'clock, and leave as late as 8 p.m. And they walk through dark places. Most of them are young girls. we want to request you, sir, that there should be a plan to provide affordable accommodation for these young workers who work in those factories. Your Excellency, sir, we would like to address the issue of the mismatch in our education. You hear of unemployment. We have too many graduates coming out, but you know people are qualifying and their qualifications cannot match the available jobs. We want to ask you, sir, if possible, there should be a reform in our educational system so that we train people with relevant qualifications that match the available jobs in the field. Sir, the last time we met you, we raised issues of the minimum wage, and we would like to continue raising them. We also raised the issue of externalization of labor. It's getting worse, sir. We raised the issue of outsourcing of jobs and casualization. It's getting worse, and we would like you to address those issues. Your Excellency, I have been told that I should not take a lot of your time, but as NOTU, we have come up with two things that we think will help in alleviating the suffering of our people who go out to work. One, we have established a toll-free call center. So far, we have received over 5,000 calls from people who are suffering in the diaspora. And we are working with the internal security, we are working with the internal affairs to see that our people are assisted. Number two, we are coming up with a concept on low-cost housing for the young workers in those factories, which we would like to share with the National Housing and Construction and also in any other stakeholder that could be of help. We would like you, sir, to support us in that area. We continue pledging to be available to work with you to promote decent work in this country. Your Excellency, sir, we promise to cooperate, and we want to thank you that this time round the workers were recognized in the manifesto of the NRM. And with that, we believe we can go a long way in changing the working environment of the workers of this country. Your Excellency, as I said earlier, I would like to close there, but before I do that, there is a fear that has come among the workers, which I would like to bring to your attention. We are not complaining, we are not resisting anything, but we are worried about the bill in Parliament on the protection of our sovereignty. For us as workers, our sovereignty is as far as our freedom of speech is concerned, our freedom to negotiate and collectively bargain. If that is guaranteed, Your Excellency, sir, we do not have any other problem. Thank you, sir, for your attention, for God and my country.
Thank you for being brief. At this juncture, Your Excellency, I would like you to allow me to invite the representative of the employers to come and make a statement. And at the same time, Your Excellency, please allow me to request the Director of Ceremonies to come closer, because after this, she's taking over.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, permit me also, like my colleague from Workers' Union, to dispense with the protocol that has been established and go straight to my short speech that I want to present. On behalf, Your Excellency, of the Federation of Uganda Employers, of the Employers of Uganda. My name's Fred Keba Mesje. I am currently the chairperson of Federation of Uganda Employers. Your Excellency, on behalf of these employers, I'm honored to join Your Excellency and the people of Uganda in celebrating International Labour Day at this very venue of Wikwe. Today we celebrate a vital partnership between capital and labor that drives our nation's national economic transformation. My colleague has thanked you for the Public Service Pension Fund, so I go straight to also thank you for the launch of the third Decent Work program, which steps alongside the parish development model underscore the vision for the dignified workforce, which we have always discussed all the time. And we specifically appreciate your promise to double the PDM funding of 200 million shillings per parish. This move will reduce the proportion of our people outside the money economy. Also, about 2 days ago, you also assented to Employment Act, Amendment Act 2025, and I want to thank you so much for those very, very, very positive steps. The theme of today of safeguarding Uganda's progress, empowering the workforce and promoting decent work for competitive enterprises, is deliberately chosen to highlight the link between motivated workforce and business sustainability. We thank Your Excellency and the government for the progress in electricity cost reduction, maintaining extra large industrial tariffs at just 5.6 US cents per kilowatt hour and of peak rates of 5 US cents. This fulfills your directive to lower productive costs. These are real pillars combined with GDP projects that are projected to hit 66 billion and a poverty rate that has dropped 16.1%, prove Uganda is on the right trajectory. As you are aware, Your Excellency, we are partners in the implementation of NDP 5 and the Vision 2040. And we want to transition from paper to prosperity. The private sector has increased domestic investment by 24%, 24.5 actually, of GDP, and we are ensuring export finished products rather than raw materials. The Vision 2040 targets employers. To meet the Vision 2040, employers have expanded former payrolls by 8% annually. And if I were you people who are employed, I would be clapping for this. Federation of Uganda Employers members spend over 450 billion, Your Excellency, annually on upskilling and apprenticeships, preparing workforce for the various works, especially in the knowledge economy. The former private sector provides 80% of domestic tax revenue funding, and these are huge, huge contributions to the country's development. Your Excellency, in the interest of time, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge and pay gratitude to our partners, among them Enable for the youth placement and decent workforce, Danish Industry, GIZ, DEPA, ILO, EU, and the Confederation of Norwegian Enterprise. We appreciate the Presidential CEO Forum also and the labor unions for their steadfast collaboration. Your Excellency, as we did last year, we called for an establishment of National Productivity Labor Center. This very, very much works for the employers, and for Uganda to be globally competitive, we need a dedicated institution, set benchmarks, and provide data-driven strategies. Productivity, as you know, Your Excellency, is the bridge to higher wages and national wealth. My colleague has already thanked you for the minimum wage and the steps that have been taken, especially establishment of councils, board and councils, which have been established through a tripartite arrangement. And the industrial hubs, we have already commended government for that. And for the private sector to lead effectively, we urge government to widen the tax base simply the system should not focus only on compliance, but widen a bit so that the burden is not on a few people, especially employees and employers. Lastly, Your Excellency, there is a cancer that we have been talking about, that we just talked about. We know that you are driving this process of the cancer of corruption, Your Excellency. As employers, we are very, very much engaged in thinking about this matter. And in 2-3 months, we would want to, among other things we want to discuss with you, to request that you invite us, that we be invited to discuss with you about the strategies we are putting in place. We are under some sort of incubation, Your Excellency, to try and find a way of getting this cancer completely eliminated. And this time around, Your Excellency, we are extremely serious because it is a big, big cost. In fact, some people have started calling it a tax on doing business. And we will be very, very, very happy to discuss with you, to also add on your already initiated strategies to make sure that we eliminate this together, because it is not, cannot be a one-person thing. Your Excellency, I want to thank you so much once again and take this opportunity to thank you for gracing this occasion and to assure you that the Federation of Employers will be your partner in everything government does to make sure our country develops even further. Just an observation as I conclude, Your Excellency. The people of Uganda really should always appreciate. Didn't you see really how the parade has really become improved and developed? And the kind of clapping I saw here was not really commensurate. And I want to request that really you give them a big, big clap. The parade was not only good, but with a vibe and an organized vibe at that. So please clap for the parade a little bit more. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much, the people of Uganda.
Thank you for that brief statement. Your Excellency, the Director of Ceremonies for this function is Honorable Anyakun Esther Davinia, Honorable Minister of State for Labor, Employment and Industrial Relations. We have been her assistants. Your Excellency, my name is Alice Abwoli Muwanguzi, Special Presidential Assistant, Office of the President. Your Excellency, thank you.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, my name is Olama Claire. I am a registrar here in Nirabuyukwe. I hail from Zombo. I'm particularly impressed by Bukwe because of the nature of the way the district welcomes many people. Abantu ba Buyukwe mwebale kuija, wafoyo binu, wafoyo jalo president, mwebale kuija kutanjira president. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, sir, I am Major Flavia Teri Mulungi Mulindwa. I'm the 1 Infantry Division Public Relations Officer, sir. And I've been second Deputy Master of Ceremonies today, sir.
Your Excellency, thank you for coming. My name is Richard Bigirwa, and I hail from Ubulisa, and I'm the Secretary General of the National Organization of Trade Unions, NOTU. Thank you, Your Excellency, for gracing this occasion.
Senior Commissioner of Prisons, Frank Baine, Prison Spokesperson.
Thank you very much, Wanango Bugalo, for our Directors of Ceremonies. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, all workers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give my sister, the woman member of Parliament for Buyukwe, time to greet you and also to welcome the President before I can invite the Minister of Labor.
Your Excellency, allow me to stand on the protocol already observed. Njagala okwebaza owekitiibwa Pulezidenti okubeera wano olwaleero e Bukunja. Muzeeyi wano oli Bukunja. Bana Bukunja gye muli? Gye muli? Tusanyuse nnyo owekitiibwa Pulezidenti okubeera wano olwaleero. Twagala okwebaza okkiriza n'ojja wano ate n'otukyalira. Twagala okuyozaayoza owekitiibwa Pulezidenti olw'okuwangula akalulu akangi ke wawangula nga 15 January 2026. Njagala okwebaza bana Bukunja, bana Buyikwe, bana Kyaggwe, bana Greater Mukono olw'akalulu akayitirivu ke mwawa Pulezidenti waffe omulungi ne mumuwa akalulu akayitirivu. Njagala okwebaza bana Uganda bonna naddala abakozi okubayozaayoza olunaku lwammwe olwaleero olwa International Labour Day. Njagala okwebaza abakozi bonna n'abo ababakozesa. Njagala okwebaza Ministry ya Gender. Njagala okwebaza mukwano gwange Esther Anyakun okulaba nti omukolo guno aguleese wano ate bana Bukunja. Guno gwe gusoose kuva baatusala ku mukono emyaka 15. Njagala okwebaza mukwano gwange Esther Anyakun ngate nga ye Minister wa Labour. Ate omukyalo ono Esther yasomera wano kuva mu P1 mpaka mu P7. Abantu be Bishop Nkoyoyo ono ye OG wammwe. Njagala okwebaza President olwa government programs zoleese wano mu Buyikwe District. Njagala okwebaza ne government ya Uganda. Ekisookera ddala ffe nga bana Buyikwe twakafuna bilioni 23 mu maka 1,100 nga bafuna PDM. Njagala okwebaza President for that initiative. Njagala okwebaza President w'eggwanga nga bw'okimanyi wano abantu b'e Buyikwe babadde n'obuzibu bw'amataka. Kyokka twagala okwebaza directive gye wawa, ekiragiro kye wawa Ministry of Lands okulaba nti tugulawo account mu Bank of Uganda okulaba nti abantu baffe abali ku bibanja basasula obusuulu nga bayitira mu mitendera egyo. Ab'e Bukunja mukimanyi President yakikozeeko ddala abalandiroodi abataagala musasula obusuulu baguddewo akawunti we mugenda oteeka obusuulu obwo. Your Excellency, district eno nene nnyo. Tuyina ebizinga oba tuyina 52 landing sites. Landing sites ezo zibeerako abavubi. Twagala okusaba nti ebiragiro by'abavubi tubikoleko mu bwangu olw'ensonga abantu baffe baabikiriza ate baagala bitambulirako. Kyokka essaawa zino abantu baffe tebamanyi kyakukola gye bali eyo ku mbalama z'ennyanja. Tukusaba nti ekiwandiiko ekyo bakyanguyeko abantu baffe bafune obutimba obulungi batandike okukola ate balabire famire zaabwe. Ng'amaliriza ow'ekitiibwa, tulina oluguudo lwaffe olwa Lugazi Kiyindi. Oluguudo luno luleeta ebyamaguzi. Oluguudo luno luconnectinga Ebuvuma ne MP w'Ebuvuma waali wano Honorable Migade ajja kumbeera obujulizi. Twagala okulaba nti oluguudo luno lukolebwa tulabe nti ebyamaguzi biyitawo bulungi olw'okuba ffe tulina Fishmo, tuyina Nile Patch, tuyina Mukene ate ejja kulaba nti eggwanga eriwa essente. Ng'amaliriza ow'ekitiibwa President, twagala okwebaza Presidential Hubs z'otuwadde. Eyaffe Presidential Hub eri Kayunga etwala abaana 38 buli mwaka. Tukwebaza. Wali wano emyaka emabega nga sinaba kubeera MP n'otusuubiza vocational school ya Kitaka. Twagala okujjukiza olw'ensonga olw'abakozi be tulina abangi n'abavubuka abayitirivu be tulina ne population ennene bw'otukolera vocational school eyo ejja tuyambako okulaba nga abantu basobola okuyiga ebyemikono olwa labor force ennene eri mu Buyikwe district. Ng'amaliriza tukusaba nga Bannabuyikwe, nga Bannakyaggwe, nga Bannabukunja, tuyina bakulembeze abaagala okulaba, tukusaba otuwe obudde otuyite tukubuulire ku bizibu byaffe. Ng'amaliriza njagala okwebaza Bishop Nkoyoyo olw'okutuwa wetukoledde olwaleero omukolo gwa International Day. Twagala okubeebaza. Tuyina ba OB ne ba OGs abaasomera wano. Tubeebaza nnyo olw'okutuwa obudde, olw'okutuwa awantu wammwe ne tuwakozesa, ate omukolo ndaba gutambudde bulungi. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala, Omukama abeere wamu nammwe, ate akume pulezidenti waffe. Ng'amaliriza minisita, njagala okwanjula ba MP. Mumanyi bw'obeera wano ate n'otanjula bakulembeze batutunulira bubi ng'omukolo guwedde. So njagala okwaniriza MP elect owa Lugazi municipality Ssente za Richard ayayiseemu ku independent toka mwana waffe wa NRM. Njagala okwebaza RDC retired Major Matovu olw'omulimu guwakoze wano. Njagala okwebaza ba RDC bonna. Njagala okwebaza Kaw owa district eno. Ba LC2, ba LC3 bonna abakoze omulimu, ba district councillors musitukeko babalabeko, ba chairperson ba districts musitukeko muwule ku president waffe omulungi. Tuyina flag bearer waffe ow'ekitundu kino Honorable Mutebi David wali wano asituke akuwubireko. Tuyina ba religious leaders Bishop Enos Kagodo wali wano. Abakulira Buganda ow'ekitiibwa azze mu bigere bya Ssekiboobo wali wano. Tuyina omukulembeze ow'abakenyi wali wano asituke akuwubireko. Tuyina ba head teacher aba Bishop Nkoyoyo musitukeko muwubire ku president waffe omulungi. Tuyina ba investors district eno ina factories ezisuuka mu 100. Twagala okubeebaza omulimu gwe bakoze ate n'okutambulira wamu naffe ng'abakulembeze. N'abazadde bange we bali wano basitukeko bakuwubireko president. Mwebale nnyo, mwebalire ddala. God bless Uganda, God bless His Excellency, and God bless abantu bange ab'Ebuyikwe. Bannabukunja baagala nnyo. Webale nnyo ow'ekitiibwa.
Bannabukunja nga suulire bwe mukwira baka emikono. Akalulu. Your Excellency, it's with great pleasure that I honor and welcome you and all our invited guests to this National Labor Day. It's here at Nkoyoyo Boarding Primary School grounds in Matalen, Buyikwe. Specifically, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you, Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, upon your victory on the last concluded general elections. We thank you so much. Your Excellency, as the ministry and as Uganda, we thank you so much also for assenting to the Employment Amendment Act 2025. I would like to recognize dignitaries who are here. I start with my senior sister, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo, the Honorable Chief Justice. Please stand up and wave at the President. Cabinet Ministers and Ministers of State, we have Honorable Lukia Nakadama, Third Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Betty Amongi, Honorable Diana Mutazingwa, Honorable Balam Barugara. We have Joyce Kadichu. We have Honorable Grace Mugasa, Honorable Minister Akelo Roslili, Nambozo Florence, Honorable Asamo Helen Grace. We have Honorable Babalanda Babiri Emile. We have Right Honorable Ruth Nankabira. We have Honorable Victoria Rusoke. We have Honorable Chofa Kabuye and the rest of the members. The rest of the leaders who are here, I want to recognize all of you. Honorable members of Parliament, can you all solemnly stand up and wave at the President? Members of the NRM Central Executive Committee who are here. Excellencies, the ambassadors and high commissions and other members of the diplomatic corps. Former national leaders, traditional and cultural leaders, religious leaders, please stand up and wave to the President. Heads of the statutory bodies, commissions and institutions, service chiefs and all senior officers of the armed forces, workers, employers, medalists, and also all the invited guests. In a special way, Your Excellency, I want to recognize the staff of the Ministry of Gender. They have really, really worked so hard to make sure that we are here and the best team we have in this country. Your Excellency, in a special way, before I invite the President, I want to recognize that I have been to this school. My parents were able to bring me to this school when I was young in Nkoyoyo, and this school was founded in 1958. The school was opened by His Excellency Kabaka Mwanga in 1958, but it was coded as a government in 1961. Your Excellency, when I reached here yesterday, I had 35 years ago is when I was here, and I shedded tears because the school is dilapidated to unrecognized level. So there are requests by the headmaster. They're requesting if we can be able to have new structures for the school. 50 years, almost 1958, it's very dangerous for the children. In 2012, Your Excellency, you came and gave the school 100 million. They tried to renovate part of the school, but yesterday when I saw, the school is doing badly. The secondary school was produced from this school when I was there, and the Nkoyoyo Senior Secondary School, they are requesting for that bus. The OBs who are here, we have Honorable Migade, they have been to this school, and Honorable Minister Florence Namboze, they are all OBs of this school. I would like to take this opportunity to appreciate all the directors and assistants of the directors of the ceremony for the job well done. They were flowing very well. And on behalf of my team, on the above note, I dare take this opportunity to invite my Senior Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Honorable Betty Amongi Ongom, to take over and also give remarks about the ministry. I wish Your Excellency and all Ugandans a happy Labor Day celebration. Thank you all for your attention, for God and my country. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Your Lordship, Your Lordship, Your Lordship, the Chief Justice, Honorable Diana, your people are insisting that they want Luganda, but you come and tell them the president's message will be in Luganda. Has Diana gone? So to His Excellency, the President will give you a powerful message in Luganda.
Banabukunja mwenna Minisita wa Gender abadde abagamba nti message ya President ajja gyogera mu Luganda, tusaba ayogere mu Luzungu. President bw'abazze ajja kwogera mu Luganda. Mukitegedde? Mwebale nnyo.
Thank you, Diana. All protocol observed. Because of time, Your Excellency, I'll stand on the protocol. On behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, I extend a special welcome to Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and congratulate you, Your Excellency, once again for your decisive win as the President of the Republic of Uganda, and thank you for gracing this celebration with your presence despite your busy schedule. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. On that note, I want to indicate, Your Excellency, that the women of Uganda missed you on Women's Day, but they asked me to tell you that the guest of honor you gave them on that day, Her Excellency, the Vice President, delivered your message and performed very well, and they are proud of her on behalf of the women of Uganda. Thank you. Your Excellency, this year's theme is safeguarding Ugandans' progress, empowering the workforce, and promoting decent work for competitive enterprises. This is both timely and strategic because labor remains Uganda's most abundant factor of production and a key driver of structural transformation and economic growth. Today is designated globally as a public holiday by the United Nations as a day that we thank the workers, honor and respect them for the work that they do by hand. They tilt, they're in industry, and without labor, Your Excellency, there is no progress. And for that, Your Excellency, my role here is to give you a brief accountability of what has been put in place to ensure that issues related to labor is addressed in Uganda. And I start, Your Excellency, with a small narrative about a short experience I had on Monday. As I was coming back to Uganda, in the plane I met an entrepreneur who has worked in Dubai for 37 years. He's into entrepreneurship, hospitality. He told me he has 38 limousines for tourism. He has invested in hotels. But one thing that he told me in that conversation was that just within 2 weeks, when the war erupted between Israel and Iran, and UAE became one of the countries affected, from the investment he had had for 37 years, he has packed all the 38 limousines. The 2 luxury hotels that he owns has nobody and is looking to sell. And so he told me that for any country to prosper, you need peace and security. And that is an Indian who invested in UAE because the country was sold as a safe haven, and they invested in that country because of that. So for that reason, Your Excellency, I start by saying that lesson is big to tell Ugandans that peace and security is the first prerequisite for jobs, for development, and for all that we enjoy. Even if you are in your small hut in my village in Minakulo, if you have peace, then you are able to tilt your land. So with the peace and security, Ugandans are able to eat food, because food security is the most fundamental. Many countries do not have food, and many governments collapse because of food security. Because of the peace and security, Ugandans cannot sleep hungry because they are able to tilt their land. And we congratulate the workers who are farming, the 72% that started 10 years ago, now 39% in agriculture. We congratulate you today as the workers in the agricultural sector for sustaining Uganda with the food that we eat. Your Excellency, The second issue is that the micro and macroeconomic policy that has been put in place has sustained job creation. Industrial park, I'm glad that we are here in Buikwe, where the growth of industry in this district has extended to so many investors bringing industries in this area. We know through the microeconomic policy, we have been able to extend affordable capital to most of our women and youth, to most of our small, medium entrepreneurs that has created jobs in Uganda. I do not want to articulate those various programs which we already know. The liberalization of the economy that has enhanced trade regime, where MasterCard's foundation has now stated that Ugandan women are the top number one country in the world as entrepreneurs, standing at 45% of women entrepreneurs, the youth entrepreneurs. Those are policies, micro and macroeconomic policy, that have sustained jobs in Uganda. The legal and regulatory frameworks and policies that have been put in place. Your Excellency, the employment policies, the Employment Act, and recently, I think just 2 days ago, you assented to the Employment Amendment Act 2025. The bilateral labor agreement regulation that we have in place, the NSSF Amendment Act that has provided for voluntary savings for pension and security at retirement, the Occupational Safety and Health Amendment Act and regulation that has provided a framework within which we are able to enforce safety in workplaces, are those that has been put in place and support the labor industry in Uganda. Your Excellency, there's also skilling that in Uganda, the vocational skilling centers, the vocational skilling institutions, both government and private, are supported majority of the informal persons who are employed. When you drive, you will see Ugandans very busy with welding, with furniture, with all sorts of technical issues and entrepreneurship. Those arose out of the policy of skilling for productivity in our employment, the policy for promoting ICT, innovation, robotics, has placed Ugandan youth among some of the most top Ugandans and Africans that are doing wonders around the world. On-job skilling through your presidential hubs and others have increased employment opportunity. Under social sector, Your Excellency, we have had grants in the Ministry of Gender. We have grants for the older persons. We have grants for persons with disability. Those support our older persons and persons with disability with financing for entrepreneurship, enabling them to also be productive and get employment. Under labor, productivity, and decent work, the Ministry of Gender, Labor, and Social Development has initiated several programs. I start with Your Excellency, your directive that we consult widely with the employers on the issue of minimum wage. For that, over the last 1 year after your directive, we have consulted widely, and the workers' representative and the employers who have been here have entered on this matter. Your Excellency, the progress is that the Minimum Wage Advisory Board and Wages Councils have been put in place but structured around sectors, industry, services, and ICT, and all the other sectors to discuss and come up with the minimum wage based on their industry. Those have already been constituted, Your Excellency. We now have a cabinet paper for the Minimum Wage Advisory Board composition, and we have already written to the Cabinet Secretariat to give a slot so that Cabinet discusses and approves the board so that the board will be able to receive the reports from the councils and the committees that are already working. Under this Decent Work Country program, Your Excellency, we are implementing under the ministry improvement of workplace safety, increasing social security, fund coverage, and promoting social dialogue, because we know that you cannot handle labor issue without dialogue with the workers, with the employers, with those in the private sector. So this Decent Work Country program is analyzing, dialoguing, and coming up with reforms that are necessary in the labor sector to curb casualization of work and labor, which was hinted by the workers' representative who spoke here. Your Excellency, you gave us that guidance. And that's why we brought the Employment Amendment Bill, which is now an Act 2025. That particular act has now supported and given clear provision on how to enforce contracts between the employers and the employees. So implementation of that act, which you have assented to, will go a long way to address casual workers. That has been a big issue, while we also continue to dialogue and enforce and inspect. We have Juakali program. The Juakali program under the Ministry of Gender supports formalization of businesses in the informal sector by supporting them with equipment. We give equipment to businesses so that you can either expand your businesses, and so far we have given 13,282 equipments benefiting 35,000 people in 199 constituencies. We have a program called Apprenticeship, Your Excellency. This is a program that we have been piloting for enabling creation of jobs. There are two components under this program. The first component is work placement, where we negotiate with companies, industries, service providers, and we advertise, and those who apply are placed in those companies to work and gain experience so that they are able to go and start their businesses or expand their businesses. The second one under this apprenticeship program is Graduate Volunteer Scheme. The Graduate Volunteer Scheme is where fresh graduates from the university are given upkeep stipend allowances by the Ministry of Gender. They apply to be placed in companies, in districts, in organizations, and we pay them. We have been piloting this with a few companies, and Your Excellency, the retention of the graduate volunteers where they are volunteered has stood at 71%. So that graduate volunteer scheme, we are now expanding it to districts, to be placing graduates to districts, to cities and municipalities. Your Excellency, on externalization of labor, which has been touched on, we have reformed the regulatory framework on licensing the companies. We now require a company externalizing any Ugandan to pay 100 million as a guarantee held by a commercial bank, so that in case you fail to bring back any Ugandan you have externalized, we get that money from the bank to bring those Ugandans back home. And many of the people were opposing this. We stood firm, and Your Excellency, this has increased and strengthened the labor companies being more accountable and ensuring that those who travel abroad are returned, or when there's an issue, they resolve it. Unfortunately, many Ugandans travel without passing through the Ministry of Gender and the license companies. And majority of those are the ones who will always have problems. They are trafficked, they move through Nairobi. They go without Lance's company, and in most circumstances, when they reach where they have reached, there's nothing the ministry or government can do except to now negotiate through foreign affairs. So those are some of the areas which makes people think that externalization of labor is not working. However, with these reforms, we have been able to handle most of the issues. Your Excellency, I want to conclude by indicating that there are strategic areas that we planned in the Ministry of Gender, issues to do with structural and institutional constraints. The major issue that is curtailing businesses, especially small, medium entrepreneurs, to grow and get people employed is the issue of high interest rate. And so most of the businesses and enterprises end up collapsing. Companies are formed, they employ people, and they collapse because of high interest rate. We are strengthening labor administration system. We have now operationalized labor advisory board, and we have operationalized medical arbitration board. Medical arbitration board is important because it is the board that assesses those who have been injured at work and can compute for you the compensation required. And most members of parliament, most Ugandans have problems related to issues around compensation. The skill mismatch was indicated by the workers' representative, but we are working on it with partners. Issues around informality and poor working conditions, we are increasing inspection, awareness, and we have now recruited labor officers in almost all the districts to ensure that we handle that. And lastly, on social protection, we continue to work to ensure that social protection is harnessed to protect everybody in Uganda. With that, Your Excellency, I want to thank our partners, the Federation of Uganda Employers, the NOTO and COFTU, for the working relationship that has brought us this far. I want to thank our team, headed by the Permanent Secretary, Agri David Chibenge, for organizing this and always making sure that the ministry runs with all the technical staff. Your Excellency, it will be very unfair for me when you delegated Her Excellency the President, the Vice President, to stand for you on Women's Day, and she did it very well. And with that, I want to request her to be the one to invite you, Your